Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Spiritual Spotlight series. Today, I am joined by Joanne Morton. She is a positive energy artist. Her overall mission is to help people relax and enjoy the gift of life and understand our reason for being is to experience love. We are here to love. It's important to tap into our collective heart consciousness as we navigate through the 21st century. Her immersive community art project, the Manifesting Mobile, is a large scale hanging mobile that uses the law of attraction to ask the questions: what is the positive vision for this planet, people, prosperity, and peace, while showing how most humans want the same thing, love? Which I am so excited to talk to you today, Joanne. Thank you so much for coming to the Spiritual Spotlight series.
Oh, thank you so much as well.
I'm happy you're
I've listened
here.
to a few other your other podcasts. I'm like, wow, you talk to some really cool people. So I'm very grateful to be included in that.
Well, thank you. I will say that coming up in 2024, there are amazing interviews coming up, just like the one we're going to do with you today. So many amazing
Awesome.
people from across the world. So let me ask you this:
Yeah.
journey to positivity. Can you maybe share us the story of how you became a positive energy artist and what inspired you to intertwine art with upliftment and the collective energy?
Wow. That is a very, very good question. And I have the answer. So,
Da-da-da.
well, I will say it's very interesting that I'm calling myself a positive energy
Yeah.
the artist because I've always have been optimistic and had kind of been positive. But I remember it was probably in 1999 or early 2000. A friend of mine actually said to me, she goes, "You know, Joanne, sometimes you say you hate a lot of things." And I was like, "What? I don't want to be like, oh, I hate that." Or who knows? I was just so that really was the first one of the first like aha moments that you have to watch mind your thoughts, right? And
Yes.
even though I can be positive and optimistic, but I'm going around saying I hate things, that's out of balance, right? So, and then I also remember there was a time when I was living in Manhattan. I took the bus all the time. I love driving the bus because you could just sit there and think. And I remember I was like, I just want to share positive energy for a living. That's all I want to share, be positive. And I was like, oh, Joanne, you can't do that. And so fast forward, when I started working on my paintings and my art, and learning about, the spiritual laws of law of attraction and the energy of what we are, I was like, energy is everything. Everything is energy. So why not put focus on positive energy? Because the negative energy is always going to be there. There's always going to be it. But what happens if you put attention on the positive energy? And I also had this really kind of crazy idea, which isn't really crazy, but we create financial abundance through energy, right? And
Yes.
money, they call it energy, right? So if we can create financial prosperity through energy sources like nuclear energy, solar energy, fuel energy, Wall Street mortgages, all that kind of energy, then we should be able to create financial abundance from positive energy. And positive energy is within all of us. And so it's about sharing ourselves and sharing what we are.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I totally agree with that. So your work emphasizes the theme of magic, passion, love. How do these elements manifest in your art and why are they so vital for you?
Oh my God. I was just writing something about magic passion love. I'm creating one of my a new kit that I'm going to be presenting, a new manifesting mobile kit. But so again, in my spirit, I feel like we're all on a spiritual journey, understanding what that means to be living in a spiritual sense, spiritual world in a human body, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're here. The energy that is the universe manifests itself into human beings. So I was in the early 2000s. That's when I started really kind of having my aha moments. And that's when three words came to me when I was walking my dog down the street in New York City. And it was magic, passion, love.
I love
And I'm
that.
just like, what? What are these words, right? And so over the years, I've come to understand that magic, passion, love.
There's so much passion, magic, and love coming through.
That's great. You got to hydrate yourself. So anyway, so what is magic, passion? love. So over the years, what's shown up for me or what's been, just, in my head, given divine intervention, we're going to call it magic, passion, love is a renewable, sustainable, positive energy source found within all of us. And when you allow your magic, feel your passion, live your love, your life feels good. And
Oh,
when you share it, wow. So
oh
it's
my,
all about sharing that we are here to love. We're here, you know, and just really, and everyone has different definitions of what magic is, and what passion is, and what love means to them. And that's okay because that's true for everyone. But if you think about it, when you want to manifest something, when you're using the law of attraction, you're manifesting it first. You also, when you start thinking about or working on taking the action steps to create it, you got to allow that manifestation to come.
yeah.
And that's the magic. When you allow your magic, that's when it manifests. And then you got to feel what you're manifesting,
Yes.
and then you got to live it. You
I
know?
love that. That's amazing. So let's talk about the Manifesting Mobile. This is a fascinating project. What inspired its creation and how does it reflect your mission to help people relax and enjoy life?
Okay. So like I said, I'm learning about law of attraction, and
Yeah.
people are making vision boards. And and I've actually had some real life proof that I put a picture down and then manifested. It's like, oh, because if you see it, you can believe it, right?
Yeah.
But as an artist, I wanted to create something different. So I created this hanging mobile and I called it Manifesting Mobile because it's fun, it sounds fun. And I was creating, I have kits, these personal kits you can make on your own. But when I was getting ready to leave New York, and I'd lived there for 16 years. It was my dream to move there. It was I had the same apartment for 16 years. It was awesome. But I knew I had to leave because I needed to be a full-time artist for one, and
Wow.
also this project was calling me. And what I was called to do was make a large-scale hanging mobile and invite people to share their positive vision. Because just as an individual, as we're manifesting, you have to put your energy towards it. But if you ask other people to sort of share your vision, that's more energy, that's more
Yeah.
action, right? And so, what would happen if we collected circles from every wall walks of life, wherever we can go, hang them in a space? What would happen? And could we actually manifest? Because a lot of people, there's so much we have to go down the list of things that are
Yeah.
challenges right now collectively and individually for to create if we're only seeing the craft, like I've made and so I made these so the mobile is made out of circles
Hmm.
made out of recycled cardboard. I have over 700 circles and I call them visionary art circles because
Wow.
you're a visionary. So let's be visionaries together. And so I've actually made circles for peace in the Ukraine and peace in Gaza.
Oh,
And, because if we can't see peace there, how can we create it?
yeah.
And so I've exhibited it here in Savannah and plus around the country. But when people walk through it, and someone told me this, which was really interesting. So I had it, I can fill a room of 3,000 square feet, but it can also be exhibited just in a 10 by 10 tent. And when I do that, it's probably about maybe 120 odd circles because they're hung 7 circles to a strand and you just walk through the strings.
Right.
Somebody was saying that if you were in a 10 by 10 tent with 100 people, it would be like, oh my God, that's too much people. But now you're in a tent with all these other people's energy and
Yeah.
vision, and that you have a chance to really see them and feel them and live them.
That is
So,
so powerful. And to be able to tap into that energy, I just think that's
uh-huh.
fascinating. So you mentioned tapping into our collective heart consciousness, which is kind of like how it is with, feeling these energetic law of attraction, what people are,
Yep.
wanting to put out to the world. How do you believe art, like Manifesting Mobile, facilitates this connection?
Well, my vision, I've traveled with it in the past, and I'd really like to travel again with it in 2024 in the United
Yeah.
States during the presidential election. Because
Oh,
what I've
wow.
noticed, right? Yeah, that's the plan. So
I
I'm going to
love
manifest
that.
it.
I love that. It's going to be
Thank
so
you. Okay.
powerful.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to help me, wants to bring me to their town or their community,
Yeah.
because I've exhibited it inside. I've also exhibited it in a catering tent, so it could be outdoors, so it'd be
Yeah.
easy access to people. So, and I've seen people walk through it, and what I know about it is that it when you walk through it and it just changes, it's just something about it. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
But the other element, when I have the exhibition, I also have a table out where people can sit and make circles and add to it for future hangings, right?
Love
And when
it.
you get a group of people sitting around a table, and I did a lot of this when I was traveling in 2012, I was traveling around the country and I spent about 7 weeks in Austin. So there are a lot of outdoor festivals. I would just go and set up a table. So complete strangers would be sitting around a table, making circles and talking about what they're talking about. And that's how art can bring people together
Yeah.
because it's a really simple act. And plus, adults don't make art enough.
True.
They stopped making art. They
True.
stopped laughing, and stop taking life so seriously. You can be responsible and laughing at the same time.
That is so true. You bring up such a valuable point. Today at work, I was actually doing a creative project and I was like, oh, wow, this is so interesting. It's happened the energy of just doing something creative. And you're kind of
Uh-huh.
bringing this playful, energetic, art mission to the world, which is so powerful. And it's not just something that's simple, like tapping into the energetics of playfulness and art. I don't think people realize how powerful it is when you're then, doing your magic, your passion, your love, and what is it that we want to manifest and bring in? Like it's a
Yeah.
domino effect of what you're doing. I just
It,
yeah.
it, it really is. And the part that I feel like we're at a tipping point
Mhm.
is the value of that, the
Yes.
value of art, the value of bringing creatives into your workplace to give your employees, your team, your staff a zip zap of positive energy.
Yes.
Because that's
It
all we need, a zip zap.
zip,
And
zip.
then it's that, yep, exactly. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. I've actually in my employment, we've brought in like creative art projects. And some people might find them silly, but some people really enjoy them. And it brings
Yeah.
that zip zap, what you're talking about. Because we need to. You
Yep.
gotta boost the morale, you gotta boost the energy, you gotta
Yep.
boost the,
Yeah.
okay, guys, look, we're not no 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 no, dough drum. And I love that. I think that's so
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So
I
one of
know.
the so your project aims to inspire action for sustainable change. Can you maybe share an example of how the Manifesting Mobile has fostered tangible change or action in a community?
Well, that's the other part. So people are at the exhibits will be making circles, but then I also invite local nonprofits or community organizations or businesses that are taking the change,
Oh, I love that.
are making the change. So like
Yeah.
at an exhibit I had in here in Savannah, I had an organization called Book Nation of Dreamers,
Mhm.
and they collect books and give to the kids in a particular neighborhood and do programs with them.
Yeah.
Another woman does workshops with young girls. And then there were some, a lot of artists and vendors who usually, have a sustainable way of creating products.
Yeah.
And so it's showing people what they can do because I was organizing the Earth Day Festival for many years here. And one of the questions that people always said, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm like, well, these are the people that you can go and get involved with because if my biggest message is if we all do a little bit, no one has to do it all.
Oh, good
And it's a lot more
point.
fun.
That's a
Yeah.
really good
and
point.
only use your skills and talents. Do what you can do.
Mhm.
Don't force, like, if you needed a bookkeeper, don't hire me to be a bookkeeper. If you paid me or for free.
Yeah.
But if you need an event coordinator and I have the skills to offer you, I'd be, like, like, so you've got to, use your skills and talents. That's your magic.
Oh, I love that. That's such a good point. Like you don't have to heal the entire planet, do what you're good at, and then partner with
Uh
other
huh.
people that know how to do that as well.
Yes.
That is perfect.
Yes.
So
So
let me
this is
ask
one of my
you, good.
favorite. Okay, go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
you
I was
you
gonna say
go
my
ahead.
favorite
No, no,
affirmation.
no, no, no. You go.
Okay. And that's one of my favorite affirmations that guides me
Yeah.
because it's all about affirmations. Every thought is an affirmation. I collaborate with cool people to co-create financial abundance using our skills and talents to uplift others. I
That's a
try to say
powerful
that.
affirmation. That's
Yeah.
very powerful. I love that. So let me ask you this. So in the context of the manifesting mobile, how do you see the law of attraction playing a role in shaping our world's future?
Well, Wayne Dyer, who's a very wise author,
Yes.
I heard him say once, if you could get 1 million people to meditate for peace around the Middle East for 30 days, it would happen because that's how much of the energy, like that's really hard to get that many people to do it for that many days. And that's, that's
Yeah.
physically, that's a lot, right? So that's where I like to think this idea if the manifesting mobile were to grow, and if it were to be in the Guinness Book of World Records, that means anytime someone read about it, saw it, even walked through it, that would be creating a energy burst.
Yeah.
And that's how because we can't tell people how to change their minds or change to love people more. We have to be it, right? That
Right.
whole thing. You have to be the change.
Yeah.
But we have to be the change, but we also have to, we have to send out, be love everybody. Because if we have a love energy going out there, those people that are just lacking love for all the reasons we understand, we have compassion for every single person who is
Yeah.
just making bad decisions, really bad decisions because they have limiting beliefs. If I just feel so bad for them, and
Hmm.
they are messing up other people's lives, which is not right and it's not fair. However, that's free choice,
Yeah.
free will. So if we send more heart energy out, because they Heart Path Institute, you send out heart energy, I believe it will shift energy. And we have to let people change.
Yes.
We have to allow people to change.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If they
Are you a heart math practitioner?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I've
I
thought
love
about
that.
it, but
I was like, oh, that's so cool. She does that. I love that. I love that.
no, but I
Okay.
am a laughter yoga teacher.
Oh, what?
I'm
Tell me
certified laughter yoga.
tell me
Laughter
more
yoga.
about that.
Oh, I love laughter yoga. So it's an international organization. It
Yeah.
started in the 90s. It's a doctor started it because he realized his patients who are laughing and
Yeah.
smiling are healthier and getting healthier. So it combines breathing, intentional breathing, clapping,
Yeah.
childlike behavior, because children laugh 300 times a day, where adults only laugh maybe 9 to 10 times a day. And then there's laughter yoga, laughter exercises, because
Yeah.
laughter yoga is intentional laughing. So laughing for no reason.
That's
And
so
there's
cool.
actually a Zoom call every day at 7 a.m. in India. They do a Zoom call where it's 9 o'clock here on the East Coast,
Yeah.
where you can get on and you can laugh with over 100 people from around the globe for about 30 minutes. And every time they do this, they have 1 minute of laughing for peace.
Oh, I love
So
that.
everything, I just get that. If we do that, they're sharing their magic, passion, love through laughter. They're
Absolutely.
activating. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
you
there's
just
three
talking about
things.
it makes me want to laugh. Like it just makes me want to be
Oh,
in joy. Like it just makes me want to laugh. I love this.
look it up. Look up
Yeah.
laughteryoga.org because it's amazing.
That is
It's
so much
yeah,
fun. I love that.
yeah.
So you're looking for collaborators to travel with the Manifesting Mobile. What qualities or energies are you seeking in your collaborators and what do you envision in this journey?
Oh, that's a great question too. So I there's a couple different types of collaborators. So one, I would love to find people who have a nonprofit or a community organization in different towns, in different
Hmm.
cities that want to do some sort of fundraiser or event and bring me in as the experience.
Hmm.
And then with our help, we bring in other local businesses and other community partners so that we have a 2 or 3 day event in their town that I can show the mobile, but also if depending on how much we want to put into it, is having other events like preceding it. Like we could
Right.
create like and have a real showcase. And the idea is for them to have their organization get some press about being part of the
Yeah.
big project, but also to share their mission. So, and then the other part is I really would like to find people who are interested in helping me research and be on a creative team to actually kind of plan a tour and figure out
Yeah.
where we'd like to go and start reaching out to people. Because I have this vision of we have an RV, but the RV is just our office. That's where
Yeah.
we just drive, maybe 5 people doing different things and a driver. And then we stay at hotels or we camp or we stay at people's houses and we travel for like 2 or 3 months because when I spent 6 months on the road with collecting the circles in 2012, I did it all by myself.
Yeah.
It was magical. It was fun. It was exhausting. But I'd love to do that again because there's something kind of cool about traveling from town to town and setting it up like a old school, circus or,
Yeah. I
whatever
love
kind of thing. So
that.
yeah. So and then that would be really fun too. And then of course, not, anybody who wants to, help fundraise, that's
Yeah, of
always
course.
because
Yeah.
I would love to be able to hire a team of people to grow
Yeah.
this and see where we could go with it. So yeah, and then
That is
people can always send me in circles too.
that is so
Make a circle and
powerful.
send it.
Oh, I love that. So before I ask you the last question, where is the best place for anyone that is interested in maybe reaching out to be part of the Manifesting Mobile, to see the Manifesting Mobile, to learn more about your work as an artist? Because I'm sure you do a lot more stuff than just this. Where is the best place for them to go to?
Well, my website is the easiest. It's my name, joannemorton.com. And I'm Joanne Morton on YouTube, Joanne Morton on LinkedIn. On Facebook, I'm Positive Energy Artist. And
Nice.
Instagram, I'm Positive Energy Artist. But if you put my name in, I should come up. And then and then I also have my own podcast. I do a daily podcast where I record a zip zap of positive energy so that we can manifest a good day. Because if we can manifest a good day today, that means tomorrow shall be a good day.
And what's the name of your podcast?
Let's manifest a good day.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. And then is it on like Apple and Spotify and
On
oh
everything,
my gosh, I love
Spotify,
that.
Apple. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. And yeah, I started it in summer, June 21st, this past summer,
I love
just as an
that.
experiment. But I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what? I like doing this. And I do it, it's fun.
I love that. I love
So,
that. What a great title. I love that. It's like a zip zap of
yeah,
energy. I love
that's
that.
right.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, this is perfect. So finally,
yeah.
Joanne, based on your rich experience in fostering positive energy and love through art, what tip or piece of advice would you offer to someone seeking a spiritual awakening?
Uh, well, I'm gonna just. I mean, I knew you were gonna ask that question because you asked that other guest. I was like,
I
okay, I'm gonna.
do.
Well, yeah, it's a good question because it can be a little overwhelming. It's like, oh
Right.
my gosh, because once you're like, oh my gosh. But I think it's really important to always stay in the present moment as much
Definitely.
as you possibly can. You start going through that, and to get yourself into a present moment, there are a few ways you can do that. One is laughter. You could just stop and start laughing because then you'll be in the present moment. But gratitude.
Mm,
Gratitude was one of the first things that I really understood the power of
yeah.
gratitude. And now it's in a place where I'm always saying I'm grateful for everything, and you can never tell somebody you're grateful for them too much,
Yeah.
especially if, when was the last time you just shared to your friend, I'm really grateful that we're friends, just
Yeah.
out of the blue. I'm really grateful, for your partner. I'm really grateful that, we're working this out together. Um, so gratitude and then affirmations, find an affirmation that you can sort of hold on to. And
Mm,
that when you start feeling like, oh my goodness. And so again, magic, passion, love, it always goes back to magic, passion, love. When I was, you know, I don't know when this showed up, but when I realized the 3 words allow, feel, live
mm,
were about magic, passion, love, right? I
mm.
realized I heard I allow my magic, I feel my passion. I live my love.
I love that.
So repeat after me, Rachel. I allow my magic.
I allow my magic.
I feel my passion.
I feel my passion.
I live my love.
I live my love. Oh, I love that. I live my love. That's powerful.
Yeah. So I have a movement that goes with it, but we're not, I'm not going to do the movement right
I
now.
love that. Well, Joanne, I want to thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on the Spiritual Spotlight series. This has been an amazing conversation with you,
Thank,
and I look forward to talking to you again. So thank you so much.
thank you.